Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the USC Aiken Convocation Center for the men's basketball matchup featuring the visiting Lander Bearcats and the host USC Aiken Pacers. I'm Marcus Johnson again, thanking you for joining us on this Wednesday night. The game is just about ready to start up. Pacers on a 3-game skid, looking to correct that against their conference foe. Lander 5-5 overall on the year with a 3-3 mark in conference play. Pacers 6-5 overall with a 5-4 mark in the Peach Belt Conference. Well, starting the game for the Pacers, the starting five: number 1, Latraven Black; number 11, Gus Rowland; number 12, Jalen McCoy; number 23, Anieri Castillo; and number 30, Donovan Hairston. Are the Pacers starting five as the tip-off is won by Lander, and we'll give you their starting five. Starting for the Bearcats, number 2, Jared Sherfield; number 3, Jermaine Patterson; number 10, Jawan Moore; number 11, Dion Berrien; and number 14, Treshawn Staggs, as Jared Sherfield nets the first basket, and Lander takes an early 2-0 lead against the Pacers. Black with the ball, tries to pass it on off. Hairston bails him out, however. Hairston gets a bit of a screen, gives it on over to McCoy. Hairston gets it right back again with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to direct traffic, move into the paint, puts a shot up. No good, and the rebound is pulled down by Moorer. Lander up the other way. Long shot is no good, and there's a... I thought that was Treshawn Staggs, but according to this roster, it's Zane Rankin. We'll need a minute there just to make sure that the numbers match the names of the players. As the Pacers work it around in their own end, Hairston hands it off to Rowland. Rowland backing off a little bit with only a few seconds on the shot clock, has to launch it, and he gets it onto his mark, but not enough to be a basket as Lander comes away with it the other way. So Rankin is the man that's out there right now according to the roster. A little dancing move there as putting it up and putting it in is Jermaine Patterson. And Lander up to a 4-0 lead. Rolling with a pass to Black. Black bounces it in for Castillo, and Castillo with an awkward angle gets it to go in for two. Patterson trying to move the ball on up. Patterson kicks it on out. Sherfield with it, gives it to Rankin, and that one no good. Rebound picked up and put back in by Moorer. Another basket for the Bearcats as they jump out to a 6-2 lead. Castillo arcs it on in for Black, and Black puts the shot on up, but they'll say it was on the floor when the foul happened and the whistle blew to blow the play dead. Berrien getting tabbed with the foul on the play. Pacers will keep the ball with 21 seconds on the clock. And a correction on the court. Jawan Moorer gets called with the foul. Inbounded quickly to Castillo, who while midair puts it into the basket for two. Lander again in possession, moving the ball on up. Moorer trying to get into the paint and around Castillo. He does, puts his shot up and kisses it off the glass for two. Rolling back the other way for USC Aiken, giving it to Castillo. Castillo giving it right back. Rowland sets him in motion, giving it to Black now. Black straight back to Rowland. Rowland will charge in with a bit of a screen, puts his shot up, and gets it to go while drawing the foul. Hoop and a arm for Gus Rowland. He will go to the line for the three-point play. And Roland's shot is short, can't pick up his own rebound as Patterson scooped it up. Long pass up on ahead. Rankin takes a sidestep, puts a shot up for three. That one comes up short. Roland on the rebound. Back the other way quickly. Driving in hard towards the basket. Can't get it to go. Black on the rebound and still unable to get it. Black picks up another rebound, however. Getting the Pacers to reset on offense. Black kicks it out to Castillo. Castillo for three. That one no good. Lander back on the rebound as it's picked up by Rankin and given to Patterson. Patterson on the move, slowly watched by Hairston. Tries to get around Hairston, kicks it all the way out to Rankin, but Rankin unable to keep it in bounds as it rolls out of bounds. And will be USC Aiken basketball. 16:06 to go in the first half. And the Pacers trailing the Bearcats by 2, 8-6. Roland gives it to Castillo. Castillo steps up, puts a shot up a bit short. Rebound, batted around, and taken by Patterson. Patterson to the Bearcats, bringing it in. Into the paint, kicks back out to Sherfield. Sherfield right back to Patterson. Patterson slowing up the tempo a little bit. Sherfield takes the pass again. Brought into the paint by Moorer. Moorer outside the paint, right back into it. Looking for an open man, goes all the way out to Berrien. Berrien charging in, puts a shot up, and that one picked off in the rebound by the Pacers. Worked around by USC Aiken, Castillo with it. Castillo tries to get into the paint, gives it to McCoy, who hands it off to Roland. Roland, no look to Hairston. Hairston scoops it back up, moves into the paint, puts a shot up, can't get it to go though. Moore picking up the rebound and sent the other way. Rankin passes it into the paint. Shot goes up and no good. Moore couldn't get it to go through. Castillo to Roland. Roland up. Roland back to Castillo. Out for Hairston. Almost went into the Lander bench. Hairston directs traffic. Now he makes his move. Black can't handle the pass and it's picked up by Moorer and the Bearcats. Lander back the other way with Jermaine Patterson. Patterson spin move into the paint, puts his shot up, and it goes through for two. Roland giving it off to Hairston, who sends it off to Castillo. Castillo thinks about three, instead he'll just pass it off. Hairston again with the ball, trying to move on in, takes a step back, giving it to Roland. Roland back to Hairston. Hairston looking for three, and Hairston comes up short, but a foul on the play. And we will get 3 free throws from the stripe for Donovan Hairston as Patterson gets called for the foul. But before we go to the line, a full timeout coming up. Lander leading the Pacers 10-6 with 14:07 to go in the first. And we will get right back to the action here at the Convocation Center. Hairston at the line for 3 tries at free throws. And the first free throw, no good. Score remains at 10-6. And Hairston nets his second free throw, 10-7. And Hairston 2 for 3 on the trip. Gets the Pacers back within 2. As Jacoby Pearson steps into the game for USC Aiken and Hairston steps off. Rowland also off in place of Tyler Johnson. Lander on the move. Marcus Thompson gets the pass on off to Sherfield, who slams it on down for 2. Lander answering right back. Johnson with the ball. Gives it to Castillo. Castillo bounces it in for Black, who gives it off to Terry Horn. Horn out to Castillo. Castillo trying to find Black. He does. And Black, looking around for an open man, tries to drive into the basket himself. Battled for and drawing the foul is Latravian Black. It looks like the foul will be called on Marcus Thompson. Horn inbounds it to Castillo. Pass to Johnson, broken up, but Castillo picks it right back. Horn looks for an open lane, passing back off to Castillo. Castillo looking for 3, and Onyuri Castillo drains it for 3. Pacers back within 1 now, 12-11 the score. Bringing it up is Patterson. He'll hand it on off. Robinson also passes it to Thompson. Long pass across the court to Sherfield. Sherfield thinks about it, makes a move, and passes it all the way across. Kept in bounds. Good job there by Berrien to keep it going, but the Pacers steal it away. Pearson puts it up and puts it in for 2. Patterson watched by Pearson. Essen trying to get around. Pearson getting screened, can't get anywhere on defense. Pass into the paint to Thompson. Thompson puts his shot up. No good, but drawing a foul on the play, and it looks like Castillo's going to be the one to get the foul called. And Thompson will go to the line now for a pair of tosses. First shot, no good. Score remains 13-12, USC Aiken. Trayshawn Staggs stepping into the game now. As Darius Bell subs in for USC Aiken. And neither free throw goes through. Pacers maintain their 1-point lead. Pearson gives it to Castillo. Castillo driving into the basket, back out to Pearson. Pearson has to run up to get to it, so no shot. Tyler Johnson taking it, giving it over to Castillo again. Castillo double team, pass it back out to Johnson. Fakes his shot, gives it to Castillo. And pass to Bell goes over his head and out of bounds. And another timeout coming up, 11:56 to go in the first half. It's the Pacers leading the Bearcats by 1, 13-12. And play resumes with the Bearcats inbounding it. DeMontez Oliver checked into the game during the timeout for the Pacers. Other than that, everything else seems to be the same. Spivey gives the ball on out. Back into Thompson. Thompson looking for a pass under the basket. He finds Sidney Robinson, who dances around with it, pulls back looking for three, and Robinson drains a three from the near corner under coverage. Pearson will bring it up for the Pacers, gives it to Bell, who hands it right back. Pearson into the paint, puts up an awkward angle shot, couldn't get it to go through, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds, and we'll see who comes away with possession. And they're going to say it's Lander basketball as the Pacers nicked it out. That draws some words from Coach Mark Vanderslice and the Pacer bench. And the officials will keep... And the officials' call remains the same. Or possibly not. They're going to overturn it. The Pacers will keep possession. And it looked like it did go off of the hand of one of the Bearcat defenders. And now Terry Horn moves around with the ball. Horn can't find an open slot, gives it out to Oliver. Pearson now with it, right back to DeMontez Oliver. Bell to Oliver. Oliver looking for three, a long three. A little too much behind it as it bounces out and is picked up by Sherfield. Sherfield driving in on his own, hands the ball off to Staggs. Sherfield back to Staggs again. Staggs for three from the near corner. And that one wouldn't go as it bounced off the top of the basketball of the backboard and out of bounds. Pearson moving it up slowly. Gives it off to Horn. Horn for a deep three. That one no good. Johnson on the rebound, though, to give the Pacers a new clock. Pearson again, stepping back, giving it to Johnson. Johnson to Bell. Bell going to go for it from the charity stripe, and he nets it for two. On the attack with the Raymond Spivey and the Bearcats. Spivey giving it over to Robinson. Robinson looking for a three-pointer. That one didn't go. And Terry Horn comes down with the rebound. And Pearson gets his pass picked off, and going in and getting the 2 pointers on the layup is Sidney Robinson. It looked like the pass went to Pearson, and then it bounced out of his hands, and right there was Sidney Robinson to reap the rewards. Darius Bell taking the ball now. Looks for an open lane, gives it to Pearson. Pearson looking for an open slot, puts his shot up. And an offensive foul called here on Darius Bell will negate the shot. Lander will take over on the turnover. A shift change for the Pacers. McCoy, Rowland, and Hairston coming on. Horn, Johnson, and Pearson stepping off. And also coming onto the court is Castillo, and he'll take the place of Oliver. Lander will move the ball up. Sherfield to Patterson. Back to Sherfield. Steps up, steps back. Looks for a lane. Can't get around the defense, and it's almost stolen away, but Thompson right there to pick it up. Reaches up and puts it down for two. Rowland back the other way for USC Aiken. Drives hard into the basket, puts his shot up. Almost got it to go, but he'll draw the foul instead and take a trip to the line for two. And the first try from Rowland is good, 19-16. Spivey and Moore are back onto the court for Lander. Thompson stepping off, as well as Sherfield. And Rowland 2 for 2 on the trip. Brings the Pacers within 2. It's 19-17 with 9:10 to go. Patterson, watched by Hairston, gets the pass on over to Moorer. Moorer giving it over to Robinson. Robinson looks for 3, and no good, as going up to get the rebound is McCoy. Jalen McCoy giving it to Rowland. And Rowland tries to drive hard to the basket, but will instead get called for a travel. And Lander will take over on the turnover. Driving into the basket is Patterson. He puts it up, but the rebound is picked up by Jawan Moore, and Lander taking a 4-point lead now on that one. Rowland giving it to Bell. Darius Bell looking around. Back over for Rowland. Gets a screen. Back for Bell. Bell near the basket. Puts a layup, puts a shot up on the hook, and puts it in. Rowland intercepts a pass on Patterson. Driving in hard towards the basket. Puts it up, and he puts it in for 2. Moore putting a shot up for 2. Rowland coming up with the rebound, however, and bringing it back the other way. Rowland looking to break the deadlock tie, gives it to Bell. Bell puts a shot up, and he gets it to go. Darius Bell giving the Pacers a 23-21 lead with 7.5 to go, and that will draw the full media timeout from the bench. Pacers up by 2 with 7.5 to go in the first half. And we're back from the media timeout. Berrien and Rankin check back into the game for Lander as they trail the Pacers by 2 but have possession of the ball with 7.5 to go in the first half. Patterson with the ball now. Gives it over to Robinson. Back to Patterson. Back to Robinson. Far corner. Thinks about 3. It will drive into the basket. No look pass. And it is slammed down by Moore and a foul called on the play. They're going to call on Yuri Castillo on the foul. So the basket is good, and at the line for the 3-point play is Moorer. Now Castillo stepping off for the Pacers. Quincy Canty will step on for USC Aiken. And the shot no good, so the three-point play unsuccessful. The score will remain tied at 23 as Rowland brings it up. Darius Bell with the ball now. Gives it right back to Rowland. Rowland in for McCoy. McCoy trying to get around, puts an awkward angle shot up, and he gets it to go! Foul on the play, and McCoy will go to the line for the three-point play. Moore are getting called for the foul, and the Pacers with a chance to take a three-point lead. And off the backboard and in. McCoy able to complete the three-point play, 26-23 with under 7 to go. Robinson gets direction from his bench. Now he'll move it on up. Pass out to the far corner, and a foul called on the play, and it's an offensive foul against Lander. Sidney Robinson getting the foul called, and the Pacers will take over. Pacers bringing into the Lander end. Into the far corner. Back out to Rowland. Bell takes it. Steps back, puts his shot up. That one would not go, off the back of the rim and out. Patterson the other way. Patterson trying to get around. Hairston hands it on off. Back into the paint. It's Moore. Moore has it stripped, and Rowland comes away with the loose ball. Bell can't handle the pass, and it's taken right back by Dion Berrien the other way. Back on in for Thompson, who puts it up and puts it down. Long pass up on ahead. McCoy with it. Gives it right back to Rowland. Canty to Hairston. Back in for Rowland. Rowland on the way out to Canty again. Now Hairston takes it. Bell gives it right back to Hairston. Hairston tries to move on in, giving it to Rowland. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Got to do something here. Rowland makes a move, moves it up, puts a shot up, and that one no good. Rebound battled for, but taken away by Patterson. Patterson the other way, gives it to Thompson, and Thompson puts it up and taps it in for 2. Berrien will move up. Sorry, not Berrien, it's Rowland. And Rowland drains a three-pointer. Angry at the wrong name called. And Rowland puts it in for 3. 5 minutes left here in this first half. Lander with the ball, Pacers up by 2. And into the paint was Moore, but before he could make anything happen, a foul was called, and it looks like Rowland is going to get called on the foul. And the Pacers will make a complete shift change. 5 men off, 5 men on. Johnson, Pearson, Oliver, Horn, and Black are the new men out there for USC Aiken. A fresh set of legs to try to close out this first half. Passed out for Berrien on the inbound pass. Sherfield looking for 3. He'll come up short. Johnson able to keep it in bounds as he picks up the loose ball. Terry Horn to Pearson. Pearson back to Horn. Horn looking to make a move. Instead, he'll just give it back to Pearson. Pearson bounces it in for Oliver. Montez Oliver trying to fight his way into the paint. Does, puts a shot up, and he puts it in for 2. Lander on the attack again. Patterson and Pearson eyeing each other down as the pass goes to Berrien. Berrien back to Patterson. Patterson gets a screen. Passes it on into the paint. It's bobbled. It's still loose, and it's picked up by Pearson. Pearson up for Oliver. His pass intercepted. Lander will bring it up the other way on the hands of Patterson. In for Rankin. Rankin looking for 3, and Rankin drains the three-point shot from deep. Pacers still leading by 1 as Pearson brings it up. Johnson takes the handoff, bounces it in for Black. Black bounces it in. Shot up, no good. Pearson's basket couldn't go, and Lander takes the rebound. Patterson will bring it up again for the Bearcats. Makes his move around the defense, gives it to Sherfield, who gives it to Rankin. Rankin for three again, and Rankin puts it in from the near corner, drawing a timeout from the Pacer bench. 3:21 left to go in the first half. Lander with a 33-31 lead. It's been back and forth as we head into the media timeout. And with 3:21 left in the first half, we come back to the action. Lander coming out of their corner as the Pacers have already stepped onto the court. Gus Rowland back onto the hardwood for the Pacers. And Oliver will inbound it to Rowland. Rowland giving it to Horn. Black takes the pass from him in the paint. Tries to put a shot up, gets it blocked, and it's picked off by Berrien. Deion Berrien moving it up. Hands it on off to Rankin. Rankin looking for another three. This time it did not go through, and the Pacers pick up the rebound. Rowland gets a screen. He'll try for three now. That one came up just a bit short as Sherfield comes down with the rebound. Long pass up on ahead for Berrien. Berrien puts a shot up, gets his own rebound. Couldn't get it to go through again, but Rankin right there to bail him out. Patterson taking his time like a statue. Now he makes a move. Gives it over to Berrien. Almost has it knocked away, and Oliver unable to catch up to the ball to keep it in bounds. It'll stay Lander basketball with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And a foul called before they can inbound it. And Oliver is going to get called for the foul, so that will give the Bearcats a fresh 20-second shot clock. Now they got plenty of time to work with things. Quick inbound pass to Patterson, and now the Bearcat offense will set up. Patterson tries to drive on in, loses the ball, but passes it back on out to Robinson. Robinson looks for three, and Black comes down with the rebound. Rowland takes the ball as he directs traffic to set up the offense for the Pacers. Pass in for Black, handed back to Rowland. Rowland driving into the paint, passes it back on out for Horn. Terry Horn fakes a step, now he'll make a move. Driving into the basket, pulls back, puts a shot up, and it goes through for two. Tied up at 33 with $1:48 to go in the first. Lander on the attack again, as Patterson will direct traffic of his own. Patterson makes a couple of moves, diving in, passes it back on out. Rankin from the far corner. His three-point try just short as Horn comes up with the rebound. Rowland takes a pass. Rowland slows up, gives it to Johnson. Johnson with some daylight, and Johnson couldn't get the three-pointer. Rebound picked up by the Pacers and Horn gets called for a travel as he was getting hounded by three defenders. Sebastian Augustave, along with Staggs, come back onto the court for Lander. Lander begins the attack. Sherfield, double team, passes it off. Now driving in is Berrien. He steps back, puts up a shot, and that one did not go through as Oliver picks up the rebound. Long pass ahead for Rowland is just out of his reach, and Lander takes over with 1 minute exactly to go in the first. Harrison back onto the court for USC Aiken, as is McCoy. Bearcats will move up with 60 seconds. Spivary looking to get around, gets a bit of a screen, still can't get anywhere, so he'll pass it off to Berrien. Berrien all the way across for Sherfield. Sherfield tried to drive in, but couldn't. Out for Augustive. Augustive passed it on off. Now it's into the hands, back to Augustive, out from Sherfield. Sherfield for three, and that one off the back of the rim, and a foul called on the play as Rowland came away with a rebound. Trayshawn Staggs gets called for the foul. And so the Pacers will get a shot, 1-1, with 34.8 seconds to go in the half. And assistant coach TJ Knight of the Pacers out there to mop up underneath the basket. McCoy puts up his first shot, and it did not go in, so Lander picks up the rebound and bring it up the other way. 30 seconds to go. A few seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock. Sherfield stepping back, burning off a little bit of time. Looking to get around McCoy. Seven seconds on the shot clock. Now Sherfield moving. Gets it stripped out of his hand. McCoy the other way. McCoy up and puts it in. 3 seconds on the game clock. Long pass ahead. 3-point try is no good off the hands of Spivary. So the Pacers come away with a steal and a score to close out the first half on top. 35-33 over the visiting Bearcats. Well, 15 minutes separate these two teams from coming back into action in the second half. We're going to be back in a little bit, maybe about 12 minutes or so, with the first half stats brought to you by USC Aiken Athletic Communications Office. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The halftime stats have just come on in. We'll go ahead and give you the leaders for the first half. For Lander leading the way, DeJuan Moore leading things with 12 points altogether, the leading scorer above and beyond for the Bearcats. He's followed by Zane Rankin with 6 points, including a few of those three-pointers late in the game that gave USC Aiken some trouble. On the USC Aiken side, the leading scorer for the Pacers was Gus Rowland with 9, followed closely by Anuri Castillo's 7. And right behind in the third spot, Darius Bell with 6 points to boast about. Looking at the team stats, from the field, both teams are pretty much even in that category. Pacers 14 of 30 for a 46.7% field goal percentage. Landers 15 of 34, good for a 44.1 field goal percentage. Past the three-point arc, Pacers 2 of 8, while Lander is 3 of 15. Lander 0 for 3 at the charity stripe, while the Pacers are 5 and 8, so picking up some free points in that category. Rebounds are almost a dead even, with the Pacers 21 rebounds to Lander's 18. And in the turnover category, it's also an pretty much even, with Lander with 7 turnovers and the Pacers with 9. However, points off of turnovers, Lander with 16 points off of turnovers to USC Aiken 6. And that's one of the main reasons that they are only trailing by 2 as we get set for the second half. In a minute and 30 seconds, we'll be right back in that amount of time. And halftime comes to a close. The teams return to the floor to begin the second half, with the Pacers leading 35-33 over the visiting Lander Bearcats. I am Marcus Johnson, again thanking you for joining us on this Wednesday night. Pacers with the ball to start things off here in the second half, and they get moving quickly. Black gives it on out to McCoy. McCoy driving in towards the basket, puts his shot up, and he somehow gets it to go in as the Pacers open up the scoring for the second half. Patterson will bring the ball on up. He gives it over to Berrien. Berrien gets around Black, moves into the basket, and he puts one up and in to answer right back. Rowland back the other way. Pulls up as he gives it to Castillo, who hands it right back. Rowland thinks about 3, moves into the paint, steps back, puts a shot up, and that one just short. Ball sent out of bounds off of the hands of Latravian Black, and Lander will take over. Lander bringing it up. Little bounce pass in. Berrien looking for something to do with it. Pulls back and takes an awkward shot. Almost got it to go through, but it's picked up on the rebound by McCoy. Rowland quickly charging into the basket, and he gets the layup to go. Lander bringing it back slowly, trying to control the tempo. Brought in Patterson, and Patterson nets the layup for two. Now these teams are answering each other. 2-pointers for 2-pointers as McCoy takes it. Castillo bounces it in for Black. Black trying to think of something to do with it, gives it off to Rowland. Rowland back on out for McCoy. McCoy for three, and that one bounced off the rim, up into the air, and into the hands of the Bearcat defense. Berrien just hands it on off. Now Zane Rankin looking for a long three. Around the rim and out. Pacers take over. Hairston with it. Donovan Hairston gets a screen, moves into the paint. Almost carried it a little bit, but he gets it out to Rowland before any call could be made. Rowland's going to go for a long three of his own, and he put a little too much behind it off the back of the rim and out. Lander on the attack now. Sherfield pulls up. And the pass from Berrien is over everybody's head, ends up out of bounds, and the Pacers will take over. Castillo inbounding it to Rowland, who takes it. And now Rowland will move up. Rowland to Castillo, over to McCoy. Now it's Hairston who moves into the paint. Tries to pass it on over to Black, who was in the process of shooting without a ball as it rolled out of bounds and will become a Lander basketball. Bearcats turn to bring it up. Patterson gets around the defense. Castillo with the rejection there. And now Rowland brings it up. Castillo gets the ball knocked out of his hands. He's able to keep possession, though. Rowland directs traffic, gives it to Black. Hard pass across for McCoy. McCoy fakes his shot, gives it to Hairston. Hairston into the paint, puts his shot up, and he puts enough spin on it to get it to go. Lander on the attack now, trailing by 4. Berrien waits for the team to set up, fakes a move, tries to get around the defense, but can't. Black's got him held tight. Pulls back, puts up a shot. Bad angle, and the rebound is picked up by Rowland. Long pass ahead for Hairston. Hairston through the defense, gets it denied. Rebound scooped up by Berrien. Good defense by the Bearcats not to foul on that play. Lander back into the Pacer zone. Stepping back and putting up a shot from the charity stripe is Patterson, but it wouldn't go as Castillo comes down with it. Rowland now. Gives it to Hairston in the far corner. Right back to Rowland. Tries to get it to Black. It's broken up, and we're going to get a jump ball call here. No! Black able to snatch it away. Pass into the air. Castillo with it now. Castillo moves in. Pass out for Hairston with plenty of time for three. Oh, in and out of the basket. Castillo with the rebound, and Castillo draws the foul. Patterson gets charged with the foul. Plenty of action here in the first 4 minutes as we go to the first media timeout. Pacers up by 4, 41-37 as we go into the break. as we come to the end of the media timeout. Pacers holding a 4-point lead over Lander. USC Aiken with the ball after the foul on the previous play. And they'll look to Hairston to inbound this one for them. Inbounded to Castillo. Castillo tries to put it in right on the air, but a foul called on the play. And it is going to be against number 23, Sidney Robinson of... Oh, sorry, not of Sidney Robinson. It's going to be against Anyuri Castillo of the Pacers. So Lander will take over possession as they bring it back the other way. Thompson directs traffic. Marcus Thompson trying to find a open route. Tries to pass it, and Rowland right there to intercept it all alone, and he will put it in for two. Stealing the score for Gus Rowland. And the Pacers slowly adding to their lead. Marcus Thompson with the ball again. Thompson wants to hand it off, but a foul going to be called. Black a little too aggressive on the coverage. And he's going to get charged with the foul. Now we will see DeMontez Oliver come onto the court as Castillo steps off. Spivery and Staggs coming onto the court for Lander. Augustive also out there for the Bearcats. Bit of a shift change on the Lander side of things. Almost broken up by the Pacer defense, and another great defensive stop. This one from Jalen McCoy going up and denying a basket from the Bearcats. McCoy gives it to Oliver. Oliver looking for three. His shot comes up short. Rebound is scooped up by Augustive. Augustive moving it on up, giving it to Berrien. Now over to the far side, Spivery. Tried to work it, gives it over to Thompson. Marcus Thompson puts a shot up, and this time it's Black with the denial. Latraven Black gives it to Hairston. Pacer defense on fire as Hairston looks for three, and that one just a bit off the mark. Black with the rebound, however, to keep things going offensively. Out for Rowland. Rowland going to try for three, and again it would not go, and Lander coming away with a clean rebound this time. Charging in hard towards the basket, but a foul called on the play. This one will go against the Pacers. Oliver getting called for the foul. Moore will come back into the game, and stepping off is Marcus Thompson for Lander. Lander with the ball with 23 seconds on their shot clock. And 14-13 to go in the second half. Quick inbound pass under the basket, broken up a little bit, and another foul will be called. This one again against the Pacers, it seems. Hairston getting called for the foul this time around. So again, Lander will inbound it. Out near the top of the arc. Given to Berrien. Berrien tries to drive in around Oliver. Gets a pass on off. And again the defense shows up as Jalen McCoy goes up and slaps the ball away. Rowland holds on to the ball. Thought about taking a shot for three, but he'll burn a little bit of clock before that. Get the offense set up. Hairston bounces it in for Black. Black. Double coverage. Gets the ball stripped. On the ground, and jump ball will be the call. There's a massive battle for it on the floor. But before a jump ball could be called, it's a timeout for the USC Aiken bench. And that will turn into a media timeout with 13:38 to go. The Pacers up 43-37 here in the second half. And we are back from the media timeout. Lander already headed back out on the court while the Pacers slowly make their way onto the floor. 9 seconds on the shot clock as the Pacers have possession. After the quick timeout call from the Pacer bench on what would have been a jump ball. Quickly inbounded, Black picks it up. Rowland taking it now. As they move all the way out, 4 seconds in, Rowland charging in, putting up a shot, and it goes off the rim to avoid the violation. Rebound battled for, and Lander comes away with it. Rowland steals it right out of the hands of Berrien. And Oliver's pass deflected out of bounds, and Hairston got a fingertip on it just before it could leave the field of play. And so Lander will take over. Brought in by the Bearcats. Moving with it is Spivery. He'll give it over to Staggs, who hands it off to Moore. Moore hands it back over to Augustive. Augustive passed it on off. Staggs gets his pass broken up. Hairston with it now, moving into the basket, puts his shot up. Couldn't get it to go, but he was able to draw the foul as Berrien had to do everything he could to stop that one from going through. Well, Hairston will go to the line for two now with just under 13 to play. Chance to add a little more to this Pacer lead. And Hairston nets the first free throw, 44-37, as the Pacers make a shift change. Johnson coming on, Castillo stepping on, Terry Horn stepping on, and Pearson waiting to come on as well. And the second free throw in and out of the basket. And the score stays 44-37. Lander bringing it on in, kicks it all the way back out. Three-point basket try from Augustive, around and out. Pacers take over, but not before a foul is called. And it looks like the foul will be against LaRaymond Spivery. The Pacers will keep the ball, 28 seconds on their shot clock. And now they'll give it to Pearson to bring up. Pearson takes his time. Bounces it in for Horn. Castillo with the ball now. Back out to Terry Horn. Johnson over to Pearson. Pearson from the near corner for three. Just a bit short. And Berrien right there to pick up the loose ball. Back on into the Pacer end. Rolling and staying in bounds thanks to Moore's effort. Back on out to Augustive. Three-point try from the corner for Robinson. Pearson coming down with the rebound. Pearson back quickly. Black going up. And Black gets fouled as he tried to flush it down. And another foul against Lander. This one against Juwan Moore. Third foul for Moore, so look for him to be getting substituted for in just a little bit. Take a moment as they clean up the moisture on the floor. At the line shooting is Black. And Black can't get the first one to go through. Score stays put at 44-37. And the second one is good for Latravian Black. And Darius Bell will come back onto the court for USC Aiken to take the place of Black. Pacers working with an 8-point lead now with 12:11 to go. Spivery brings it up. He gives it to Robinson. Hard pass in, just near the paint, as Moore tries to work his way through the defense, draws a foul instead. Tyler Johnson getting called for the foul. And going to the line is Sebastian Augustive, but Immediate timeout before we get free throws. 11:58 to go. Pacers up 45-37. Augustive at the line again as we come back from the break. Zane Rankin also will come into the game for Lander as Augustive goes to the line. And Augustive nets his first try, 45-38. And Augustive unable to net the second one, so 1 for 2 on the trip. Score 45-38 as the Pacers bring it up. Pearson gives it to Horn. Now it's Castillo giving it right back. Horn looking for a long three, and he airballs that one as it rolls into the Spirit Squad stands. Lander will take over. Bearcats bring it up. Two-man team bringing it down. Berrien and Spivary. Now Berrien with it. Hard pass in for Moore. Moore trying to get through the defense. Castillo with some good defensive blockage, and he goes up and gets the rebound on the failed shot. Pearson now with the ball. Back over for Castillo. Castillo for three, and Castillo nails it. Three-point basket on Yuri Castillo gives the Pacers a double-digit lead. Berrien with the ball again, trying to get around Bell. Bounces it on in. Out from Rankin. Thinks about it from the 30-point line. No go. Rankin again from the near corner. And Rankin able to get around the screen from Darius Bell to net a three-pointer of his own. Up the other way. Pacers bringing it back. Bell takes the pass. Hands it to Horn. Horn steps back. Fires a three-pointer. And Terry Horn nails another three. Pacers back up in front by 10. Lander gonna try to answer right back as Spivary dances with it. Gives it to Berrien. Back to Spivary. Stolen away by the Pacers. Pearson will bring it up. Pearson into the paint. Passes for Bell. Knocked away and picked up by Horn. Horn into the paint. And Horn couldn't get it to go through as it's knocked out of bounds by Darius Bell. I was about to yell cue the highlight reel on that play, but Terry Horn, the victim of the laws of physics. Lander will bring it back the other way now. Spivary looking for an open lane. Gets a bit of a screen from Berrien. Pulls back, gives it to Berrien. Berrien looking for a three-pointer. That one off the rim and into the hands of Johnson. Tyler Johnson moves up. Pearson gets called for a travel. Just an extra, maybe quarter step that he took there was enough to draw the whistle from the officials. And Lander takes over on the turnover as Jermaine Patterson comes back into the game for the Bearcats along with Jared Sherfield. And Lander brings it up. Again, Patterson with the ball. Gives it on over to Sherfield. Now Sherfield looking for something to go with. Goes into the paint, runs into Darius Bell, and Bell called for a blocking foul. Only the second foul of the evening for Darius Bell as Jared Sherfield goes to the line for a pair of tosses. Pacers looking to make another shift change as McCoy, Rowland, and Hairston get set to get in. First free throw try, no good. And now McCoy, and now that trio will come in as Johnson, Horn, and Pearson step off. And the second attempt also no good. Darius Bell goes up and gets the rebound, almost knocking down Yuri Castillo on the effort. Rowland now will bring the ball in as he normally does, gives it to Castillo, off to McCoy, now to Hairston. Hairston gets a screen from Bell, moves into the paint, kicks it back out for Rowland. Rowland looking for a long three, around the rim and out, and an offensive foul would have negated that anyway, as Darius Bell will get called on the whistle. And that will send the Bearcats to the line for 1-1. And they'll have Moore go to the stripe. Lander trailing by 10, trying to chip away at the lead with these tosses. Tosses up, and it's no good, so Pacers come away with no damage on the foul. And we get another possession to try to make some more room. Hairston with it. Just standing back. Trying to look for an open lane. Using Castillo to screen. Gets into the paint. Has a little trouble with possession. And has his pass picked off by the Bearcat D. Back the other way. Patterson with it. Into the paint. Makes a move. Tries to bounce it into under the basket. And a foul will be called on the play. And I think Darius Bell is going to get nailed again. No, they're going to call this one on Jalen McCoy instead. So a foul a little bit away from where the ball was. So again, at the line, Moore for one and a bonus. And Pacers barely had any fouls in the first half, and yet they have 8 fouls now in the second half. And again, the try is no good. Lander really struggling on the free throws in this game. I'll tell you exactly what it is, but my internet just went down. So I'm working blind here as Bell looks for a quick 2 points, and Darius Bell nets it. Lander will move it on up. Patterson trying to get into the paint. He does, puts a shot up, and that one popped high into the air, but a foul will be called nonetheless, and I think that's going to be against McCoy as well. We'll see Patterson go to the line for free throws here. Trying to get the deficit back to 10. And the first shot is no good again. This time the free throw goes through, and Lander cuts it down to an 11-point game. Rowland will bring the ball on in, gives it to Castillo. Now it's McCoy. Back to Rowland. Rowland gets a screen, moves into the paint. Tries to pass it off for Bell, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Bearcat defense. Pacers will keep the ball with 15 seconds on the shot clock. And we have the under 8-minute media timeout coming up. The Pacers are leading 53-42 with 7:58 left in regulation. Now we're back from the media timeout. The internet problem is still a thing for me. Well, I apologize if I can't give you any good stats right now, but hopefully the live stats are still running smoothly. They appear to be, looking down at the scoring table. Pacers with the ball, 15 seconds on the shot clock. McCoy gives it to Hairston. Hairston looking around, 10 seconds on the clock, moves into the paint, and he gets it to go through, draws the foul, and will go to the line for the three-point play. Augustive getting nailed for the foul on that play, and Hairston will step to the line for the three-point play now. Bell stepping off the court, Black stepping on as we await the free throw. And the shot no good. Lander comes up with the rebound. Lander moving up. Long three-point try from the corner, and Patterson drains it from deep. And that makes it a 10-point game again. Rowland thinks about it, moves in instead, kicks it back out for Black. Black right back to Rowland now as he takes some time. Getting a bit of a screen, moves in towards the basket, puts an awkward angle shot up, almost got it to go in, but the rebound is scooped up by Rankin. Long pass up for Augustive. Augustive looking for three. No good as Rowland comes down with the loose ball. Rowland again. Moves his men around, gives it to McCoy. Now Black takes control. Almost gets it stolen out of his hands, but he's able to keep possession as Rowland picks up the pass, but intercepted by Rankin on a lob pass, and Lander quickly brings it back into the Pacer end. Patterson, under the basket, puts his shot up, off the glass and in for two. And now Lander moving it on in. Oh, sorry, USC Aiken moving it on in, not Lander. Awkward angle shot, but Black is able to use the hook to put it in. And a foul called on the play. Hairston getting in the way. Probably going to be called a blocking foul on Hairston, and that looks like that's what the call will be. Patterson with the first shot, and that one no good. Score stays at 10 points. And the second try is good. Lander cutting the deficit to single digits. Rowland will bring it up for the Pacers as he gives it to Black. Castillo to Hairston. Hairston tries to make a sidestep, moving towards the basket, gives it back to Castillo. Castillo looking around, giving it to Hairston again with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hairston drives in, kicks it back out, but they'll say he put a toe out of bounds just before he got the pass off. And so it turns over to Lander with 5.5 to go. Patterson makes a couple moves, tries for a long three, no good. Rebound snatched by Black. Rowland on his way, giving it to Hairston again. Hairston taking a few steps back to let the offense set up. Into the hands of Black, out to Castillo. A little bit of a screen from Black, gives it to Black. Black for the layup. Oh, no good as it rolled around the rim and out. Quickly the other way, Lander trying to get in. And Jared Sherfield was denied, but a foul called on the play. I believe that will be against either Castillo or Black. No foul called on the play, just out of bounds. The good defense by the Pacers to deny yet another basket. Some really good, stout defense right underneath the hoop there. Patterson driving in again, and now a foul will be called on the shot. And Hairston again getting called.
Another return visit to the charity stripe for Tremaine Patterson.
And the first free throw try is good, 57-49. Second try, no good. Castillo jumps up to pick up the ball, and the Pacers will bring it up. Bounced out of bounds, but Lander unable to corral the ball. The Pacers with the ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Black to Hairston. Hairston looking to move in. Hairston taking a shot for three, and that one no good. Rebound bounced up and snatched by Rankin. Patterson moving on through into the Pacer end, runs into Rowland, and a charging foul is called on the play. Patterson getting called for the foul. Now the Pacers with the ball again. Just over 4 minutes to go in regulation. Pacers holding on to a 57-49 lead. Hairston bounces it in for Black. Black making a couple spin moves, reaches up and drops it down into the basket for two. Lander back with the ball. Patterson looking for an open lane. Bounces it on into the paint. Under the basket. Moore having trouble holding on to it. Still having trouble with it. Tries to pass it on out. And a foul called on Gus Rowland as he lays on the floor. And the final media timeout of regulation kicks in. Pacers up by 10, 59-49. We'll be back. 3:31 to go in the second half. Back from the break, from the media timeout, at the line is Moorer for Lander as they trail the Pacers 59-49. And the shot is up and good. 9-point lead now for USC Aiken. Second try, no good. Pacers come away with the rebound. Rowland slowly brings it up. Now he moves a little bit faster. Gives it back out to Castillo. Rowland again taking possession of the ball with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over for Hairston, bounces in for Black. Back out to Hairston. Hairston makes a sidestep, kicks it over to Castillo. Castillo moving in, 2 seconds on the shot clock. Hairston at the buzzer! Just barely manages to nick the hoop, but Lander comes away with the rebound. Back into the other way, Castillo goes up to deny Robinson the shot, but a foul is called on the play. And Castillo will get called on the foul. And at the line now shooting is Sidney Robinson for Lander. Trying to chip away at the Pacer lead again at the free throw line. First shot is good, 59-51. Second try is also good. Pacers will try to inbound it. Castillo gives it to McCoy. Back to Castillo. Full court press here from Lander as they're running low on time. And Rowland able to scoop up the loose ball as he gives it back to McCoy. Over for Hairston. Hairston into the offensive zone. Tries to pass it to somebody, and it rolls out of bounds. It'll be Lander basketball. Lander on the attack now. Passing it around outside the arc. Patterson giving it to Rankin. Rankin into the paint for Staggs. Gets it stripped away, and Rowland comes away with a new ball. Long pass ahead to McCoy. Lander defense catches up, but McCoy able to put it off the backboard and in for two. And a timeout called by the Lander bench. 2:09 to go in regulation. Pacers leading by 9, 61-52 over Lander. We'll come back from the break. Lander will hold possession here with 2:09 to go in the second half. And a quick inbound pass to Patterson. Give it to Augustive. And the ball stripped away and stolen by the Pacers, but on his heels, Rowland stepped out of bounds, trying to get the ball into Hairston to avoid such a fate. A long pass inbounded. Long shot here from Rankin for three. That one no good. And up for the rebound is Latraven Black. Hairston brings the ball across half court slowly. Almost loses it. Augustive watching him closely, and now Rowland takes the ball. Rowland checked by Robinson. Rowland trying to move on in. Rowland backing off a little bit here. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and a foul called on the play as Robinson reached in. Gus Rowland will now head to the charity stripe for USC Aiken. 1-1 coming up. Chance to add a little insurance. And the shot is up, and the shot is good. 62-52, and Rowland will go back to the line for another run. And Rowland drains another one. 63-52 the score. An 11-point lead for the Pacers with $1:25 to go in the game. Long pass into the far corner. Having a little trouble with it is Robinson, so he's going to try to drive into the basket, and a traveling call. Kind of hard to travel when you're laying down on the ground, but it can happen. And so Pacers will take over on a bit of an unorthodox traveling call. Sherfield back into the game for Lander. Long pass on up for McCoy. McCoy going to dance around with it a little bit, gives it off to Hairston. Hairston doubled coverage, trying to get loose, trying to get free. He does. And he gives it off to Rowland. Now Rowland's turn to get attacked, and it is a foul called against Lander. And it's going to be against Treshawn Staggs. And so we'll see Rowland go back to the line for one in a bonus with 1:02 to go in the second half. And the Pacers leading by 11. First shot is good, 64-52. Rowland's second attempt is also good, and the Pacers are up 65-52 now. A 13-point lead now for USC Aiken as we enter the final minute of play. Patterson driving in, has the ball stripped. Castile with a long pass up for Black. Black pulls up and puts the shot in for two. Augustive with the ball now. Worked in for Sherfield. Sherfield kicks it back on out. Three-point try from Robinson. Wouldn't go, and Hairston comes down with the rebound. And Hairston just going to take some time now as the lead is insurmountable with only 32 seconds to go in the game. Pacers will come away with another win and break a three-game losing streak. And will improve on the year, being 2 games over 500. Once again, in both overall and conference play. Hairston drives in and puts the basket up and in for two. And Lander will just inbound the ball, bring it down with 10 seconds to go. Try for one last play to add some more stats to their sheet. Into the far corner, here's Rankin looking for three, and Rankin drains a three-point basket with 3 seconds to go. And Rowland takes the ball, and that will do it. The Pacers win this one 69-55 over the visiting Lander Bearcats, who fall to under 500 on the season at 5-6 overall. Well, the next game is going to be, well, your guess is as good as mine. According to the official schedule, it is going to be at Augusta, February 17th. That's Wednesday at 7:30. And their next home matchup will be against the Francis Marion Saints on February 20th, Saturday. But we may have games before then. Be sure to keep an eye out on Pacersports.com for all of the updates for all of these schedule changes. And be sure to check out Pacersports.com for the live stats because, well, my internet's down. I can't give them to you. So be sure to head on over there. I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you, and have a good one.